from the Voodoo Barbecue and Grill on Halloween. This is the Prep Recruiting Insider, the scary edition on Halloween. Hi everybody, I'm Ken Berthelot, along with our recruiting guru, Renee Nadeau. And we've got a show packed with not real scary stuff, but if you look at the talent and the speed of some of the players we're going to talk about today, as we look at Tulane's list, Renee Nadeau, that might scare some opposition when you look at speed, talent that Tulane might have coming their way if they can hold every recruit that's given them a commitment early.
Well, you know, the thing is, most of the people that Tulane's recruiting right now come out of the city of New Orleans, so it speaks very highly of the kind of talent that we've talked about so many times that is produced in the metro area, comes out of here, that goes to the NFL each and every year. So Tulane's doing a great job. We're going to talk a little bit more about their overall recruiting class and who not only is committed to them, but who they're already targeting hasn't been committed yet.
And this is Edna Karr High School Day. We're going to have the coach and some players. You won't want to miss that. But before we get to our guest, let's take a look at players from Renee's big board, his top 30, who have given their verbal commitment to the Tulane Green Wave.
Well, actually, this is just the commitments that Tulane has already. Richard Allen's talked about him, a really great player from John Curtis. Eric Bell is a guy at West St. John. Lionel Washington recruited him. He can play any defensive line spot. He'll play at about 275. He's about 245 right now. Reginald Bell is an exciting player, a quarterback out of Los Angeles Dorsey High School. And he is a 100-meter hurdle champion in LA County. It brings back visions if you watch his play, Ken. It reminds you of an RG3 type player. There he goes, explosive, breaks the pocket, very mobile, very athletic. He's already committed to the Tide. 6'4", 175, has a great arm, pocket presence, good feet. He is a football junkie.
And when you're compared to RG3, that says something right there.
But you know, and he can throw on the run going left or right, so he can torque his body, and you can see right there, he can air it out. He's got really good arm strength, good touch pass, not an easy throw. Reginald Bell, the toughest thing with him, Ken, is trying to keep him. Look, he's got some mobility, some scrambling ability, and wow, he can explode away from the defender. It's going to be tough to keep him, because he's so far away.
And going back to that list, Lynn Clark from Perry Walker is next in line.
Lynn Clark, Quinlan Carroll's another guy from Bell Chase, this guy we talked about before. He had offers, Carroll from Minnesota, North Texas, ULL. Lynn Clark is a guy who's a very physical player, and he'll be playing against Edna Karr this week. You can see he's very physical, fills the holes very well, got good size, 6'2", 225. See him come from the outside and plays sideline to sideline. A good linebacker, got good instincts, plays inside here and fills the gap, steps up big and fills there. But Lynn Clark is a guy that Tulane's very excited about. He's committed. He's had offers from Purdue and Memphis, Colorado, UCF, and Marshall. Leonard Davis is a quarterback at East St. John, but right now he's going to play strong safety or free safety for the Tide. Very physical, football savvy, extremely strong and tough. He can play cornerback.
And we saw him earlier this year. He's quarterback because he's the best athlete on the field. And we saw him against John Curtis, who has center Brandon Godfrey on your list.
Brandon Godfrey, he's probably plays center for the Green Wave. He's playing tackle right now. John Curtis, Luke Jackson, we really like him. He's about 215, runs a 4.6 40, but he can add about 20, 25 pounds. Great attitude. He's got that. He's a hybrid guy. Can play defensive end or outside linebacker. Really good pass rush skills. Tanner Lee, they liken him to a Ryan Griffin, and you see right here, Luke Jackson coming from the outside, St. Charles Catholic, very physical. He's a very
in a row.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he's the guy that makes that defense so special for St. Charles Catholic. Look, he steps up right here, tackling the backfield. That's good instincts, good recognition.
Luke Jackson of St. Charles Catholic. Back to the list, and there's Jesuit quarterback Tanner Lee.
Tanner Lee is a guy they liken to our Ryan Griffin. He keeps the offense together, can play in any type of offense, can throw on the run. Plays on a baseball team as a pitcher and a catcher, makes really good decisions. Nico Marley is a guy, if I can jump down a little bit, his dad, Rohan Marley, played for the University of Miami. He's not a big guy, 5'7", 182. 4.5 speed. He's very much like his dad. He's a spark plug. He can play in the slot, strong safety. He can play in nickel. He's a very aggressive guy. Perry Nickerson is from West Jefferson, and good look at him right here. He is 4.4 speed, good breaking the ball, good interception when ball's in the air. Smart gets down in the end zone. But Perry Nickerson is a guy that's going to be very, very special. Jason Rollins and Keith Williams recruited him for the Green Wave. And Willie Townsend is a guy that they really like out of Miami, Florida. Eldrick Washington, Helen Cox. He is a man. He's going to play a lot of football for the Green Wave. Jason Stewart, we had on the show. And right now, that's Corey Smith. This is Washington.
Eldrick Washington,
okay.
Helen Cox.
Eldrick Washington, okay. Helen Cox, 6'3", 255. He'll play at about 275 or 280. You see good penetration, number 91 right there. Chris Taylor is a guy who can play on either side of the ball. He's a guard or a tackle, great feet. If he's 1 inch taller, he's 6'2", 303 right now. He lost about 15 pounds. If he was an inch taller, everybody in the world would be looking at him. Jason Stewart is a guy that we had on the air, and Corey Smith is out of Old Perry Walker. He's a guy that Old Perry Walker, and he's a guy that's going to be tough for them, for Tulane to hold on to him, because a lot of people are coming after him. But Devin Powell from Tulane is his uncle, so there may be a family tie there.
Always helps to have the end. Now, those were the commits. There's some people that are on the radar that Tulane's looking at, and players kind of looking at Tulane. Let's take a look at those, Renee.
Well, they have a few guys, and that's the guys who've already committed. A couple of guys they're looking at is Stephen Carter out of Rummel. He has offers from Tulane, FIU. ULL is a big player, Memphis. Sherman Beatty is obviously a guy they really, really like a lot, and a lot of schools are looking at him. Memphis, Arkansas State, a lot of SECs are getting on him right now. Tanzel Smart from Scotlandville Magnet School, Tulane, North Texas, Memphis, and McNeese. And Eric, this is Tanzel Smart. And boy, he is a very physical player, 6'1", 295. He could play that 3-tech, or he can play a little nose. But you see great penetration, shoots the A-gap, comes through, very tough to block, splits the double team. Look, great pressure on the quarterback, and he is disruptive force in the defensive line for Scotlandville. A guy I tell you, keep an eye on, Eric Thomas out of John Curtis, 5'10", 228. Tulane is liking him to a Trent Mackey type. He is very physical. And how many people do you hear, Kenny, that the coaches at practice tell him to tone it down? Eric Thomas is so physical, he hits it hard at practice. They're afraid sometimes he's going to hurt somebody.
And Duke Riley's on that list, but Duke Riley's on everybody's list. So that'll be a great Christmas present for somebody this year. How many of the people, the players who have given their commitment, can Tulane really count on? Are some going to be recruited hard enough that they might be taken away?
Well, it's going to be tough. Reginald Bell is one guy, and Reginald Bell is one, but right now they're all pretty solid with their commitments.
All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to meet with Coach Jabbar Jalouk and some Edna Karr players from the Voodoo Barbecue on Severn. Welcome back to the Voodoo Barbecue, 2740 Severn, right off Veterans. Ken Berthelot along with Renee Nadeau. This is the Prep Recruiting Insider, and this is Edna Karr High School Day. Our guest on this segment of the show is a young man who's a cornerback, a senior. He's 5'7", 165. Colin Early, along with the head football coach of Karr High School, Coach Jabbar Jalouk. Gentlemen, thank you all both for being with us. We look forward to having you on the show. And let's start with Coach. Congratulations, an 8-0 start for Karr High School. And tell us a little bit about what made this team so very special that helped you get off to this undefeated and great start of this season.
Well, it starts with our coaches. I think we have a very good coaching staff. I think all of the guys come out and give a lot to the kids with their experience going to the Superdome for the last 2 years and becoming state runner-up. And we're very excited about this senior class, who also was a part of the 2-year run for the Superdome. They have a lot of experience and they're being good leaders. We got Colin here and we got other guys, Noel Ellis, LC Refuge, are being very good leaders for us and making sure that we stay focused and understand that this is a long journey and we want to make sure that we endure throughout the entire journey.
Jabbar, you and I go back a long time, and I remember you back in your high school days. You know, it's not an accident that you have the seasons that you have year in and year out. You've been to the Dome before. Every year you have a solid team, offense and defense. Where do you get the basic fundamentals, your coaching philosophy that you have instilled at Edna Karr?
Well, I have a large variety of guys. I started out at Douglas with Al Jones. I went over to Brother Martin with Mark Sanji. Then I went to St. Augustine with Coach Tony Villegas. And then my last stop was with Frank Wilson at Old Perry Walker. So I kind of take a little bit from all of those guys. They all did something that was very special, and they paid attention to details. And we try to make sure that our coaching staff and our kids are paying attention to details. And if we do the little things, we'll have an opportunity to continue to be successful.
Colin, early, you guys have come so close the last 2 years. You're a senior. You were a big part of that. What has Coach done special for you and this team that's really helped you all put it all together this year in this run back to the Superdome?
Well, this year we practice hard every day. Like in the summer, we came practice Monday through Friday, even on Saturdays to do 7-on-7. And it's like we work hard every day. It's nothing new. If you mess up, you do it over. It's just you make us work hard.
Well, Colin, something that I'm excited about is not only are you a very skilled defensive back, 4.2 GPA, you're trying to get a 25 on the ACT, you have a 23. Right now, you're focused on football, but you may be, your next level will be Dartmouth, Cornell. What are you looking for as you move on from Carr and continue your football and your education?
I'm trying to become a civil engineer. I mean, I want to build bridges, build houses. I want to build things that people are going to use that's useful to them. So, and I'm just trying to use football as a tool in order to get me into an Ivy League school so I can get the best education possible.
What do you think makes this defense so good right now?
Oh, the defense is awesome. We run a 4-4, so it's 3 cornerbacks. I'm saying 3 DBs, so that makes it difficult on the DBs, but we have skilled DBs that we could do that. And the defense is just awesome. Our linebackers, best in the state, best D-line, All-Americans all over. So we just have an excellent defense.
Jabbar, I got to ask you, it's easy to coach good players, but how do you keep your team at a good level when you're 8-0, undefeated, you know, one of the top teams in the state and in this area of the country? How do you keep them at a level that they still have to be hungry?
Well, we remind them that we were state run-up, you know, for the last 2 years, and you're only as good as your last game, and we want to make sure that we continue to go out and play hard on a daily basis and don't allow a relapse of what happened last year. So we want to continue to play hard and play fast and make sure that we understand that this is not the end. This is the beginning of what we really want to accomplish. That's the state championship.
Well, it's got to be special to coach a team like this, but it also has to be special to coach a player like Colin, who's as excited and I think as studious on the academic side as he is on the athletic side.
Absolutely. Colin is the epitome of a student athlete, and we want kids to understand that student comes first in anything that you're going to do, because you can have an injury and don't play football anymore, but your mind can continue to be strong, and we want to make sure that all of our young men, not just Colin, have an opportunity to go to college and get an education, and we want them to become better husbands, better fathers than their fathers were to them, and that they can be better productive citizens in society and continue to be positive, and that's what we really want out of our young men.
Now, Colin, when you look at a school to choose, tell us some of the schools that you're looking at right now, and what will be the telltale sign that this is where I need to go?
The 3 schools, top schools that I'm looking at, Columbia, Dartmouth, and Brown. Columbia is right on Broadway in New York City, and it's a big city, I think, with 9 million people, the population. So I'm just looking, I really want to go to Columbia, but Dartmouth, the coach called me every week, and I just like, I want to feel at home, and I'm going to take official visits in order to see how it is.
And how much will a football success play into this at all?
Oh, it's playing a big part, because Dartmouth, it just beat Columbia last Saturday, 21-16. So that's playing a big role. In Dartmouth, they really focus on football just as much as they focus on the academics. So that plays a big role.
Coach, you know, y'all have a game coming up this Friday that everybody's been pointing to. It's the Alabama-LSU game in the city of New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
Old Perry Walker. That's all, you know, how much preparation do you need for this game, and how big of a game is this to finish undefeated?
Well, we definitely have a lot of preparation that we have to do for this game. It's a great game for the community. I think when you have guys that live next door to one another, it makes that much more fun for them to have. For grandparents who may have a child at either school, for dads who have gone to both schools, because we were a junior high school and we were the feeder school for Old Parent Walker until we became a high school. And it's just a great opportunity, man. Coach Powell, I think he's going to have his team ready to play. And Coach Powell right now, he has a little house that's divided because both of his kids, Lil Emmanuel and Chastity, both graduated from Carr High School. So they're going to have a little feud going on in the house.
Well, in just a few moments, we're going to have Speedy Noil and Gerald Willis on. In the final 30 seconds or so that we have in this segment, Coach, what do you tell these young men, even though they're only juniors, about their recruiting experience as they get ready to enter their senior year and finish this a great junior year for them?
Well, I tell them that they need to enjoy the process. The process can get overwhelming at times. Make sure that you stay focused. Make sure you keep your grades together. Make sure you continue to play football the way that you're capable of playing, to have these schools to actually notice who you are. So they're going to come out and keep doing those things, and we're going to make sure that they're prepared in the classroom. Speedy has a 3.5, Gerald has a 2.8, and they haven't taken ACT yet, so they still have that hurdle to get over, and I think they're going to do well. But right now, it's just enjoy the process. Have a good time, play football, enjoy your friends, and still try to be a kid throughout this whole ordeal.
Thank you, Coach Jabbar-Jalouk. Thank you very much, Colin, for being with us on this segment of the show. Good luck the rest of the way, okay?
Right. Thank you very much.
All righty, and we will be back with more guests from Carr High right after this on the Prep Recruiting Insider from the Voodoo Barbecue. Look at that great barbecue, 2740 Severn in Metairie. Welcome back to the Prep Recruiting Insider. We are at the Voodoo Barbecue, 2740 Severn, here in Metairie, right off Vets. And it's Edna Karr Day. And our guest on this segment of the show, we have the offense and the defense that Renee and I are hosting today. From the defensive side of things, sitting on the far right is 6'3", 260-pound junior Gerald Willis. These are juniors now, class of 2014. And sitting next to him is the speedy, very speedy and fast, they call him Speedy, quarterback Speedy Noil, 6'0", 175, like a flash of lightning. And guys, congratulations to both of you on the fabulous 8-0 start. What's special about this team that has helped you get to an 8-0 start on your way back to the Superdome after the last 2 years?
Well, working together as a brother, helping each other out on the field, offense and defense wise. Also listen to Coach Jabbar-Jalouk, listen to what he has to say, executing the plays, stay humble, and always working hard.
You know, Gerald, the defense wins games, and I'm not taking away from the offense because Speedy and the offense has put up some serious numbers. But this defense takes a lot of pride, a lot of talent. But you guys take a lot of pride in shutting opponents out. You have a big game coming up against Old Parent Walker Friday.
The defense, we just a family, and we know we stick together all the time. You know, we like a real family, like brothers. We got brothers keepers, and we just stick together. That's why on the field we just work together, we work hard. So you know, we ready for the battle, we ready for the game.
Gerald, a defense that's allowing 6 points a game. You've got 87 tackles, actually almost 90 tackles for losses, and Renee made a great comparison. Alabama's defense in their championship year had 96 tackles for losses, or sacks. I don't know if they say tackles for losses, sacks. You guys are right there. It took them 14 games to do it as high school. You guys are doing it now in 8 games. That's something very special. Talk about that defense.
Our defense is one of a kind. You know, our defense is excellent. Our defense, we come out hard every game. Our defense, we just want to win, you know. And we got the strive to just to be tough, you know, not letting anybody score. Every time we get in a huddle, the first play game, we're not letting them score. We're not letting them score. So that's what we thrive on. So we try not to let other teams score.
Well, you know, we've talked about the 2014 class, and both you guys are way at the top in the 2014 class. First of all, Speedy, 4.3, 540, 38-inch vertical. Love to see you do a windmill dunk on a basketball court. But first of all, talk about what you're looking for in a school and some of the schools that's recruiting you. And Gerald, I'm gonna get to you, but talk about some of the schools that's offered you and what are you looking for in a school?
Most people who talk to me ask me the same thing. What I tell them is I'm looking for a school that's getting the ball to the wide receiver and see what team get after each other and making plays on both sides of the ball. Not just offensive-wise, but defensive-wise too, because at the point, if you need me at cornerback, I can play that too. And if I play wide receiver, I also can make plays and get the ball in my hand, and I'll make plays for you.
Now, what schools right now are you considering?
Well, USC, they have 2 wide receivers that's making plays. Alabama, they have a good wide receiver that just came up. LSU, they have 2 good wide receivers. Well, actually 3 of them. But they just struggling right now by making plays, catching the ball. They still can get it done. And Florida State, they have some good wide receivers.
Now, interesting, Skylar Green, you're related to Skylar Green, Buster Davis, 2 guys who played at LSU, and Mike Wallace, who played at Ole Miss. So how much are they playing into your recruiting process?
Well, they talk to me about staying focused, stay humble. Don't let no schools get into you. Take your time during the recruiting process and don't force anything.
Gerald, your brother's Landon Collins, who's now a safety at Alabama. Talk about some of the schools that's talking to you, and what are you looking for in a school, and is Landon playing a role in this?
The schools I'm looking forward to is the schools that looking at me is LSU, Florida, Alabama, the U, Nebraska, Arkansas, Oregon, USC, who else? Nebraska, South Carolina, and the things I'm looking for the school. For the school for me is wherever I be comfortable. If I'm comfortable, that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to a school that's like the D-line, like the heart of the team. Like say for instance, our team, the D-line is the heart of our team. It starts at the D-line. So in the school I want to go to, I want to start at the D-line. So and with my brother, he playing a big part of it. You know, since he's my brother, he's at Alabama. He playing a big part of it too. So it's gonna be a tough decision.
And you've taken your trip to Alabama already and met with your brother and the team and the coaches over there, correct?
Yes, sir. I stayed up there like for a week, you know, just to chill and talk with him and, you know, just sit down and, you know, he showed me around and stuff. We talked and, you know, I went and worked out with him and stuff like that, so yeah.
Now, real quick, both you guys, a quick comment. We have a minute left. Both of you guys will be attending the LSU-Alabama game. Do you get focused? How will you focus on this game? Will you be looking for things, enjoying the game, looking at the atmosphere? First, Speedy, what are you looking for Saturday?
Well, I'm saying which team get after each other. Saying that don't let your team down. Keep working hard. If you're down, up. Don't let nobody come up on you. Because if you just sleeping on the team, they also can get after you. Saying that if you just relax, because you 8-0, such and such, you still want to work hard to get the win.
What about you, Gerald? What will you be looking for Saturday?
I'm gonna be looking forward to LSU D-line and Alabama D-line. I want to see which ones get back to the quickest and the fastest.
Guys, thank you very much. Best of luck. Hope you have a great experience Saturday, okay?
All right,
and that's something very special. Renee, thank you very much for that. I want to thank all of our guests from Edna Karr, including Colin Early, Coach Jabbar Jalouk, and of course these 2 guys right here, Gerald Willis and Speedy Noil. Best of luck to you guys along the way in your march to the Superdome, also in your junior year. Hope you have a great junior year and it goes right for you. All right, we'll take a break. We are at the Voodoo Barbecue, 2740 Severn here in Metairie, and we'll be back with more on the Prep Recruiting Insider right after this. And look at that great barbecue at the Voodoo on Halloween. Welcome back to the Prep Recruiting Insider. Ken Berthelot along with Renee Nadeau at the Voodoo Barbecue, 2740 Severn, right off Veterans in Metairie. And it's time to look at our top 10 polls. And Renee, these polls put together by the SportsNola.com cast of sports writers and sportscasters, headed up by sports director Ken Trahan. And I know you guys spent a lot of time picking and making some very good selections.
Gives me gray hairs thinking of those teams, I tell you.
Let's take a look at the Class 5A top 10 poll. Rummel and Jesuit met. It was a battle of the undefeateds. Rummel won the game, and they remain #1, knocking the Jays down to a respectable #8 in our top 10 poll.
And quarterback Damian Williams is doing a great job, Ken, for the Raiders, but the defense is winning games, doing a good job for Coach Jay Roth. West Monroe at number 3. Don't overlook Bard, but West Monroe is a team that's been to the Dome many times, and they really catch fire during playoff time. Dutchtown, very, very talented, both sides of the ball. Acadiana, number 5. South Lafourche, on its way to a high seed. And Jesuit, even though they lost to the Raiders last week, very, very talented. Wade Kaiser has that team playing exceptionally well with Ken Lee at quarterback.
I think South Lafourche is the sleeper. Watch them closely. Covington should be in there. Might be next week. The 4A poll, Neville handled Franklin easily, and they are 9-0 at number 1. Look who's number 2.
Watch out for the team we just spoke with, Edna Karr, undefeated. Great defense, talented, more talent than maybe anybody in the state of Louisiana as far as recruits are concerned. Tim Detillier doing an outstanding job for the 8-0 Lutcher team. Salmon, tough loss, but they have bounced back and doing a good job. And East Jefferson visited with Coach Salt Formaggio earlier today. He will be on the show in upcoming weeks. And what a win over St. Augustine last week.
And Vanderbilt Catholic moving up from 10 to 9 with their victory last week. The 3A poll is headed up by Parkview Baptist, and they got that big win over West Feliciana, moving West Feliciana down to number 9 of the poll, handing them their second loss of the season.
Parkview Baptist always have great linemen. They win in the pits. St. Charles Catholic now 6-2. Lost the first couple of games, but Coach Monica's got them playing well. Laranger with Gerald Brazil. Commitment to LSU Tigers is always a danger of putting a lot of points on the board. Iowa doing great, and Bruley playing well right now at 7-2.
And again, St. Charles Catholic 6 in a row after the Isaac fiasco. Frank Monica's got him playing oh so well. 2A, no surprise here. You just look at John Curtis. They might be tested this week again with South Plaquemine. What do you think?
Well, it'll be a good game, but it'll be tough if they can stay with the Patriots. Watch out the University Lab. They are very talented, especially in the backfield. They got 2 highly recruited kids, both sophomores and freshmen. They are going to be outstanding and tough to beat. Winfield, South Plaquemine with Cedric Figaro has done a great job, 7-1. Calvary Baptist falls back, but they are a team to be reckoned with. Evangel again 7-2 at number 3 spot. But the 2A is probably most talented in the entire state.
Well, let's move on to 1A, where Ouachita Christian, undefeated, remains atop the poll, but Kentwood is knocking on the door.
Ouachita Christian 9-0. Can anybody beat them? The Roos of Kentwood 5 in a row, and they finish at Southern Lab. Big showdown. West St. John now 4 in a row. Boy, they are playing outstanding right now, and they started the season kind of slow, but are they talented?
And Kentwood has that showdown with number 6 Southern Lab this week. Going to be good, and that should be one interesting game. And boy, the Kangaroos might be coming to the Dome. They're very, very excited up there, I can promise you.
In Country Day, a local school, wow, in Metairie, they play well.
Sometimes we don't get a chance to talk about some of the players at schools that aren't having the biggest amount of wins in a season, but we have that opportunity to do that right now. Here are some of the, I think, best performances that Renee and I have looked at, and let's review some of them now.
Well, you know,
guess who?
Speedy Noil, what a great game he had. 173 yards passing, 72%, 117 yards rushing, and 3 scores, and a big win over McDonough 35. Amari Jones is a name to watch. 6'3", 195 pounds. He leads the entire metro area with 2,100 yards and 30 touchdowns. Watch out for him. Grace King bumped his record to 3-5 with a 24-6 record over Fisher. Running back Justin Jones scored 4 times, one on an 85-yard scamper. His Marcus Gaines with a big gain for St. Paul's, 114 yards rushing and a pair of scores. Deuce Wallace, a guy we saw earlier in the season, Kenny, at Riverside, 352 yards and 7 touchdowns in a big win over Newman, and Colin Becknell Hannon, 14 stops. Also did it on offense with a touchdown and a 48 to win over Mount Hermon.
And of course, quarterback Jay Tyler just continues to do his thing, and a few more to look at here.
Well, Jeremy Jackson, West St. John, just talked about them 4 rushing touchdowns. Country Day defense, this is why they're right now in the top 10. And Quentin Gibson out of Shaw, what a big win over O'Perry Walker, 160 yards and 2 scores.
Always nice to be able to recognize some of the fine performances that you see in high school football, and it gives Renee and I a chance to remind you, support the local high school that either you graduated from as an alum or one in your area, because you'll see kids playing from the heart, and that's so very important.
Yeah, it is, and this is, you know, right now with playoffs, it's a lot of good football.
Back in a moment with more on the Prep Recruiting Insider. We are at the Voodoo Barbecue, 2740 Severn, and the barbecue is just delicious. Back at the Voodoo Barbecue, 2740 Severn here in Metairie, the best barbecue anywhere. On Halloween, it's time for our Max Home New Bath Player and Coach of the Week. And joining us from Max Home New Bath is Pat Bell, former player for the McNeese State Cowboys under Coach Sonny Jackson. And Pat, would you please do the honors of announcing who our Player of the Week is, our Max Home New Bath Player of the Week?
Absolutely, and our Max Home New Bath Player of the Week is Rommel quarterback Damian Williams. Led the undefeated Raiders to a 38-17 win over number 5 Jesuit. The 6'1", 225-pound senior ran for 3 scores and passed for another, accounting for 275 total yards. The O-line played well enough, allowing Raider running back Keith Fulton to rush for 127 yards, averaged 7 yards a carry, and 1 score.
And the thing is, Damian Williams is being recruited by a lot of schools, and Kansas State, Memphis, and a bunch of other schools are looking at him. And he's got control of that offense. He don't get the credit as much as he should, Pat, but he's done a really, really good job. In your neck of the woods last week, I had a chance to do the broadcast of Stephen F. Austin and McNeese. I was down on a hole.
There you go.
And had a chance to watch the Blue Wall defense. I have McNeese game again broadcast, and it was good to, I'm sure you had to be excited. McNeese winning over Stephen F. Austin, a pretty good rivalry there.
I have chills running down my spine. I can't say enough about the whole.
All right, let's have Pat Bell from Max Home New Bath announce our Max Home New Bath Coach of the Week. Pat?
Well, our Max Home New Bath Coach of the Week is East Jeff Nick Salter-Formaggio. The 7-1 Warriors with an exciting 26-21 win over St. Aug. Quarterback Eugene Wells worked his magic with 18 carries for 233 yards. That's a 12.9 average and 2 scores. Wells totaled 258 yards for the Warriors. St. Aug's Leonard Fournette with 217 yards, 7.7 yards average, and 2 TDs. The East Jefferson defense stepped up and challenged the Purple Knight attack. The lone blemish of the Warrior record came in a 20-14 loss to Warren Easton.
And the thing is, I had a chance to visit with Coach Salter-Formaggio earlier this morning, and boy, he is jacked up. I was in the weight room, and Wells was there, and Ronald Green, the other running back. They are playing so well right now. They run a very tough offense to defend against with the double slots and everything, and the wings back. And the thing is that I talked to Coach Salter, and it's something you can appreciate being a football player is after you have a big win like this, how do you get them down to earth? And that's got to be tough. And they have a big game coming against Holy Cross this week.
Well, I tell you what, that's a great challenge. But I tell you, man, it just to come off of a big win like this, you need to stay grounded. You need to stay grounded and do what you need to do, and do what you've done to get there.
Well, Max Home New Bath always finds a way to come up with a big win for their customers because they're a local company and they get the job done. And Pat, that's one thing that you and owner and president and CEO Larry Kloss is so proud of, is the fact that you're here, you're local, and you care about your customers.
Absolutely, and New Bath is a locally owned and operated company and have many products to choose from. We have tubs, tub liners, whirlpools, walk-in tubs, and wainscoting as well. All of our products are made from 100% virgin acrylic, which resists mold, mildew, soap scum. Also, we have a silver shield in our acrylic, which resists bacteria as well. All of our installers work for us, so we have no subcontractors. We give you a lifetime warranty. We do we also want to invite all of you to get into our New Bath family and become one of our over 15,000 happy, satisfied New Bath customers.
And Renee, if you go to the New Bath or Max Home showroom, not only will you have an opportunity to see great products, you'll have an opportunity to talk football with Pat Bell. He'll tell you about the hole at McNeese where he became a star under Sonny Jackson, and how you can just work your way up the ladder to write that big check to have the locker room named after you, right, Pat?
That's right. I don't know about that, but.
Well, support Max Home New Bath, one of our fine sponsors, but people who are local and who care about you. Thanks, Pat, for being with Renee and I on the Prep Recruiting Insider.
Thank you for having me.
I will be back with more right after this on the Prep Recruiting Insider from the Voodoo Barbecue. We are at the Voodoo Barbecue and Grill, 2740 Severn in Metairie. That's right off Veterans. It is the best barbecue in the entire city. Visit our good friends at the Voodoo Barbecue on Severn. This week, Southland Conference football, a doubleheader, starting off with McNeese State at Nicholls State. And my good buddy right here, Renee Nadeau, is going to be the color analyst for that game, along with Kevin Eschenfelder. That's live at 3 p.m. on Saturday, followed by the second game of the doubleheader, Northwestern State at Central Arkansas, tape delayed at 10:30. I know you're excited about that one, Renee.
Yeah, I really am, and looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game.
And then the Rummel, actually the first NBC Prep Showcase, Rummel and Brother Martin. The game is Saturday at 3:30 at Tad Gormley. We will have the tape delay Sunday at 1 p.m. That's going to be a good ball game. Boy, I'll tell you what, that Catholic district is strong.
Boy, it really, really is. And a lot of prospects coming out of there. And, you know, we talk about a bunch of them. We'll have some other ones come out in subsequent weeks. Rummel, Jesuit, Brother Martin, they all are stocked with a lot of college talent.
I know you're looking forward to doing the Nicholls game this week because you're going to get an opportunity to see Bobby Hebert's son, Bo Hebert, quarterback the Colonels.
Yeah, and you know, both teams, McNeese is coming off a big win last week over Stephen F. Austin, which I was lucky enough to be involved in that broadcast. And so McNeese is on a roll right now. The offensive line is playing lights out. Nicholls is going to have a tough uphill battle. But they have some talent, and they'll be playing at home. And you know, Coach Stubbs talked with him this morning. He's looking forward to it.
And of course, in the Southland Conference, Southeastern sitting right atop the Southland Conference standings with a 3-1 record. So if they win this week, they're going to be right in it for the Southland Conference title. So we wish them the best of luck. We wish Nicholls the best of luck. And we want to thank all of you for being with us on the Prep Recruiting Insider. For Renee Nadeau and for our entire WHNO television crew, I'm Ken Berthelot saying thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next week with more Prep Recruiting on the Prep Recruiting Insider.